Sonic's Greenhouse Adventure Season 2, Chapter 13, Tamisra's Next Move. Sonic's point of view.
I was lost in thought about a certain special someone as me and my family were going back to the house. I mean, how would they all react when I said I was in love with her? But I knew I had to tell them if I wanted to get this virus removed for good. Finally, we arrived at the house and sat down in the living room.
Okay, Sonic. Think you can tell us who it is?
Alright, it's Verena Melody. I said as I felt myself blushing again and waited for their reaction.
Oh wow, no wonder it's complicated. It's because she's a human near a hedgehog, right?
Well, yes, but also how do I tell her? What if she doesn't feel the same way? What if I weird her out so much that she'll never speak to me again? I said, finally unbottling these feelings I hid for several months.
Whoa, calm down, Sonic. Everything will be fine. Just trust yourself and you'll do fine. I suggest you tell her tomorrow.
Shadow told me as he put a hand on my shoulder, supportively. Thanks, Shadow. I needed that, I said happily as I hugged him.
No problem, bro.
Shadow said as he hugged me back.
Well, I better get started on dinner.
Pretzel Mom said as she headed to the kitchen.
Later that night in Sonic's dream, Tamisra appeared with a sinister look on her face.
Hello again, Sonic. It's time to get serious.
Tamisra spat gleefully as her right hand began to glow with dark purple magic.
Yo! Please leave me alone!
Sonic cried as he tried to back away, only to hit a wall. Then Tamisra shot her dark magic at Sonic's forehead.
Ah! What was that?
Sonic demanded in a pained voice as he fell to the ground momentarily before standing back up.
Oh, you'll find out when you wake up in the morning. Now, one more thing before I go.
Tamisra replied coldly as her nails grew dangerously long. Then she proceeded to scratch Sonic's stomach. Sonic screamed in complete agony and woke up still screaming. Shadow's point of view.
I woke up when I heard horrible screaming and knew something was terribly wrong, so I dashed into Sonic's room and turned on the light. What I saw almost shattered me. Sonic was sobbing uncontrollably as he held his stomach in pain. I could see that it was bleeding. Sonic didn't even seem to notice that I was in the room. Hang on, Sonic, I'll get Mom, was all I could say before dashing to our parents' room. Mom, please wake up. Sonic's hurt. I cried as soon as I was on her side of the bed. She immediately woke up and dashed to get the first aid kit.
Oh my gosh, my poor baby.
Mom said in a panic as I followed her back to Sonic's room. When we re-entered the room, Sonic's eyes were wide open and looked absolutely mortified.
Shh, it's going to be okay, Sonic. Mommy's here.
Mom explained as she and I walked carefully over to him.
Can you let me see it, sweetie?
Mom asked as we knelt down next to him. Sonic subtly nodded. Then with Mom's help, Sonic moved his hands away from his stomach to reveal 2 long scratch marks that were deep enough to draw blood.
Oh, my poor son.
Mom said as she carefully picked him up, and we went to the kitchen so we could tend to his wounds more properly. How did this happen, Sonic? I asked as Mom got to work on Sonic's wounds, for this was scaring me greatly. Then I gasped when I noticed a red crescent moon symbol on Sonic's forehead.
Tamisra hit me with her magic, and that made her nails longer and sharper and scratched me, and that's when I woke up. It hurts so bad, Shadow. I'm so scared.
Sonic replied as tears fell like waterfalls now. This was unbearable to me. Then it truly hit me. Sonic, do you realize what this means?
Yes, it means I'm in phase 2 of the possession virus.
Sonic said after calming us sobbing down. We'll have to tell Sim as soon as possible, I said supportively as Mom finished bandaging his wounds.
Thanks, Pretzel Mom and Shadow.
Now let's get you back to bed.
Mom said as she helped Sonic down from the counter.
Okay, but Shadow, can you stay in my room? I'm afraid to go back to sleep alone.
Of course, Sonic, let's go. I replied reassuringly and we went back to his room and fell asleep. Although I stayed up until he was asleep peacefully.
The next morning at Tamisra's base, Tamisra walked over to Dr. Robotnik with a grin on her face.
You seem to be in a good mood, Tamisra.
Glad you noticed. I have good news for you. You don't have to lay low for much longer. Just 2 more days at the most, depending on when I have Sonic on Phase 3.
This made Dr. Robotnik grin darkly from ear to ear.
Excellent. So how did phase 2 go last night?
Better than I planned. He's marked and scratched. Now all we need to wait for is something to push him over the edge enough to activate Phase 3.
Tamisra replied deviously as she put on her disguise, then left for school. Meanwhile, at the Wachowski household, Sonic and Shadow were waking up.
Good morning, Sonic. How are you feeling?
Shadow asked as he got up and stretched.
Much better, Shadow. Well, let's hope we find Zim and Marina soon so we can fix this.
Sonic said as he got on his shoes. When Sonic and Shadow arrived at school, they found Zim immediately.
Zim, we're so glad we found you. As you can see, we need to talk to you.
Sonic said as they ran over to Zim.
Oh no, let me guess, phase 2? Please tell me you figured out your feelings for your crush yet.
Zim said seriously as he started having a panic attack.
Whoa, Zim, calm down. And yes, I did. I just need to get over my nervousness.
Good, just some advice to help. Take deep breaths and you can face anything.
Zim added as they heard the first bell ring. It was now lunchtime, and everyone gasped when they saw the bandaging around Sonic's stomach. Marina was the first to run up to him.
Oh, Sonic, what happened?
Marina asked as worried tears fell down her face.
Tamisra and Phase 2 of the possession virus. Come on, Sonic. Tell her. Don't be such a coward.
Sonic thought to himself as he started blushing.
Hey, Marina. There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh, really? What is it, Sonic? You can tell me anything.
I love you, Marina.
No way, so do I, Sonic. I just didn't want to weird you out.
It was the same case for me.
When they ended the kiss, Sonic felt strange.
Shadow? Can you come with me for a moment? We'll be right back.
Sonic said as he began to lead Shadow to the bathroom by his arm.
Sure, Sonic.
When they made it to the bathroom, Sonic looked himself over in the mirror.
Shadow, look, the mark is gone. Could that mean...
Sonic sighed in disbelief as he carefully removed the bandages and saw his scratches were gone. However, they then returned a few seconds later. Shadow immediately helped his brother put the bandages back on, and the red crescent moon symbol reappeared on his forehead.
What? I don't understand. It was working.
I don't know, Sonic. Let's find Zim and ask him. He has to know what's going on.
Then they hurried back to the cafeteria. When they got there, they found Zim and ran over to him.
Zim, I did it. I kissed Marina. The symbol and scratches went away. But then they came back after a few seconds. Why did that happen?
See me after school and what's called the tallest. I have a theory, but I want them to confirm it before I announce it to you both. Just stay calm. As for Marina, she can now be confirmed as your soulmate. So don't worry about that part of this.
Thanks, Zim. We'll see you then.
Sonic said happily as he returned to Marina. Shadow followed him, laughing a little at Sonic's energy. Sonic's point of view.
It was after school, so I called Mom to let her know that we'd be at Zim's base for a little bit.
So what did Mom say?
Shadow asked as we exited the school building. She said to be home by dinner time at the latest, I replied casually. Finally, we arrived at Zim's base.
Ah, good you're here. Let's hurry, cause we'll need that answer as soon as possible.
Zim said seriously as we followed him to his main computer room.
Computer, patch me through to the tallest.
Zim commanded as Gur tackled me and Shadow happily, which made us laugh. Hey Gur, it's great to see you too, I said playfully as me and Shadow got back to our feet.
Oh, you two are just so pure! Must protect!
Gur said excitedly as he hugged us one more time before leaving the room just as fast as he came in. Then the tallest appeared on the screen.
Greetings, my tallest. Sonic confessed to his soulmate Marina Melody. However, it only worked for a few seconds. Do you care to explain why?
Oh, that's great that you found out who it was, Sonic. As for the rest, it means, well, I hate to say this, but you have to be possessed when you kiss her. to remove all the virus and its darkness inside you all at once.
That's when everything went black.
Shadow's point of view.
Sonic had just fainted, but thankfully I caught him before he could hit the ground. Sonic, can you hear me? I said as I shook him lightly in a panic.
Oh, sorry guys. I was just overwhelmed with that information. Well, thanks guys for letting us know this important news.
Sonic said as I helped him back to his feet. Well, we better get home and tell the family what happened today, huh, bro? I asked sheepishly as to lighten the mood somewhat. Sonic simply nodded as we left Zim's base.